Welcome back to the channel, guys. Lord Zone here, and today I'll be ranking every personal sigil in A Song of Ice and Fire. Okay, so the first sigil we have it belongs to the best character in A Song of Ice and Fire, Peter Baelish, also known as Littlefinger. So House Baelish's sigil is the Titan head of Braavos with fiery eyes on a pale green field. This is because Peter's great-grandfather was from Braavos, and they wanted to show their foreign heritage. Peter instead took a field of silver mockingbirds on green as his personal sigil. This is probably because mockingbirds are known for mimicking sounds of other birds, and Littlefinger is a con artist who pretends to be someone he's not in order to climb the ladder. I think this is a pretty cool sigil. I like the colors. Littlefinger is said to have gray-green eyes, so this matches. But I don't love how there's so many mockingbirds. I feel like it would look a lot more clean if there was just one mockingbird. But all in all, I think this is a solid B tier sigil. Okay, next up we have Stannis, the black crown stag within a fiery heart on gold. Yeah, I don't love this sigil. A lot of people like it. I just think the colors kind of remind me of McDonald's and like a heart, like a fiery heart. Like, come on, I don't really love it, but I feel like it's better than a lot of these other sigils here, so I'm gonna put it in C or B. I'll be generous. I'll put it in B. All right, next up we have Joffrey's sigil, which is half Lannister, half Baratheon. I think this is okay. I like how like the Lannister and the stag are kind of fighting. I feel like it's just, I don't really like when sigils are like half or quartered. I think it's decent now. Yeah, I'll just throw it in B. Why not? Okay, next up we have Sir Pascal de Bell. 2 gold bells on a lighter gold bordered by red. Yeah, this is a C tier. Yeah, pretty boring. Next up, we have King Aegon II Targaryen, a gold 3-headed dragon on black. This is the same Aegon in House of the Dragon. In the show, his sigil is a gold 3-headed dragon on green, which I do think looks better and makes more sense. But this is his sigil in the books, and I think it's phenomenal. This is definitely S tier. Ooh, that gold goes crazy. And he chose the gold dragon because his dragon Sunfire is gold. Okay, next up we have Sir Aemon Rivers. He's a bastard of House Frey. It's gray castles on blue beneath a red bend sinister, quartered with 3 green mistletoes on gold bordered in green. The gray castles on blue is the Frey sigil with the reversed colors and the red bend sinister. Shows that he's a bastard of House Frey, and he's actually the son of a Frey bastard as well. The mistletoe sigil is the sigil of House Charlton, which is his mother's house. Yeah, the quartered sigils they're not too... Sigils need to be simple. When it's like 4 sigils in one, it just looks a little goofy, so I'll put it in C. Next up, we have Mr. Aerion Brightflame. It's the Targaryen 3-headed dragon on black, but with 3 different colored heads: red, orange, and gold. I think this is pretty good. I do think it looks kind of weird how like the orange head fades and with a red body, but I think this is decent. The thing is, I'm not a huge fan of the Targaryen sigil. I think it looks kind of weird how it's like a circle. Where do I put this? Is this A? It's definitely not S. A or B? I'll put it in A. If you don't know, Aerion Brightflame's the Targaryen who He's one of the Mad Targaryens, and he drank wildfire because he thought it would turn him into a dragon, and died from it. He's also the brother of Maester Aemon. Okay, next up is Sir Arlen of Pennytree. A winged chalice on brown. I mean, brown isn't the best color for sigils, but I do kind of like how it's winged. The chalice is winged. I think it looks kind of prosperous and whatnot. This is a C. Okay, next up, Lady Barbary Dustin. Quartered with House Dustin sigil, 2 axes beneath a crown on yellow, and House Risewell sigil, but with a gold horse instead of black. Once again, a quartered sigil is going in C. Probably all the quartered sigils are going to go in C. And Sir Benfrey Frey. His sigil is House Frey's sigil quartered with House Rosby's. I do think this looks better than the other ones in C tier. I think the colors go well together, but once again, it's a quartered sigil, it's going in C. We have Sir Benjamin Avery, a parchment on brown bordered by beige. This is incredibly boring and not intimidating at all. This is D. I have Sir Bennis, a brown shield. Yeah, you're D, buddy. That's horrendous. I have Walder Frey. This is not the one you're thinking of. There are a lot of Walder Freys and a lot of Freys, so get used to seeing more Frey sigils. But this sigil is 2 House Frey sigils quartered with House Blackwood and House Page. Yep, C again. Not much I can say about that. Next we have Aegor Rivers, also called Bittersteel. His father was King Aegon IV, also known as Aegon the Unworthy, and his mother was Bracken. I think Barbary Bracken was her name, or Barbara, something like that. So he took the red stallion of House Bracken, but with black wings, snorting fire on gold. That is beautiful. What a creative way to make a sigil. And I like how he didn't have it bordered by brown, like the House Bracken sigil. He just did his own thing, made it gold. Yeah, really cool. Bittersteel is probably my favorite pre-A Game of Thrones character, by the way. So it may be a little bit biased, but this is definitely going in S tier. Sorry, it is a little bit laggy. My apologies. Next we have the Bastard of Mullendor, Black Shield D. What are you doing? Do you have any creativity at all? Next we have Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. In the show, I guess Bronn's sigil was a flaming arrow on gray. But in the books, it's a diagonal chain on wildfire on gray. I think this is pretty cool. I like the colors. It kind of has that like masculine feel to it that Bronn has. I'll put it in B. Next up, we have Sir Brynden Rivers, also called Bloodraven. A white one-headed dragon on black. So albino emo boy is rivals with this dude, Bittersteel. They're half-brothers and bitter rivals. Whew. This sigil is really cool though. I can't lie. I like how it's 1 head instead of 3 heads. I think it looks more realistic and unique. And it's a white dragon because Bloodraven is albino, and also his mother's house, House Blackwood, has a weirwood tree on their sigil, which is white. So I'll put this S tier. This is a really cool sigil. Next we have Sir Brynden Brynden Tully, rather. The Blackfish. Just House Tully sigil, but with a blackfish instead of silver. And basically he got this nickname, the Blackfish, because he wouldn't marry. And when someone's kind of the disappointment in the family, they're called the Black Sheep. But since House Tully sigil is a fish, he was called the Blackfish. And embraced it and took it as his personal sigil. This is alright. I'll give it a B tier. It's pretty cool. Then another corded sigil, yeah, you're going in C. Belongs to Sir Cleos Frey. Next up, Sir Colin of Greenpools. There are a lot of Hedge Knight sigils because of the Duncan Egg novellas. This is a field of blue jays on silver. Once again, I mean, it's like the Littlefinger sigil, but I don't know if I like the gray background, and it would look a lot better if it was just one blue jay. So I'll put this in B. Next up, we have Sir Creighton Longbow. A green shield with a brown top. This is awful. What a trash color combination too. Like, what is that even supposed to be? Now we have Daron the Drunken. It's just the Targaryen sigil but reversed. Yeah, this is kind of bad. It kind of fits it though, how he's like called Daron the Drunken. It kind of looks like it's drunk since it's flipped around. Yeah, I don't know. This is honestly a C tier. I don't like this. Next we have the famous Sir Duncan the Tall. A green shooting star above an elm tree on a sunset. A lot of people like this. I don't like how the background is like a fade of like 3 different colors. Yeah. It is a very iconic sigil, but I'm gonna have to go with C. I just think too many colors, too complicated looking. Next up we have Sir Ernest de Bell. 1 gold bell on red bordered by gold. C. Not much to be said there. Ooh, next we have King of the Iron Islands, Euron Greyjoy, or Euron Crowseye. A red eye beneath a black crown, which is being supported by 2 crows on a field of a kind of dark sea green. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm throwing this an S. A lot of personal sigils like relate to their house's sigil. House Greyjoy sigil is a gold kraken on black. This has nothing to do with that. Like you see how Bloodraven has a dragon on black, like House Targaryen. Same with Aegon and Aerion Brightflame. But this has nothing to do with a kraken. This has a very deeper meaning. And hopefully we'll learn more about why he's called Crow's Eye and this whole meaning with the eye and when the Winds of Winter finally comes out. But it's definitely intriguing and very intimidating looking, so yeah, definitely S tier. Next up, Sir Galtrey the Green. 9 green stars on a paler green. It's actually okay, it's pretty simple, but I mean like stars, like come on. What are we doing here? C tier. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of C tier sigils. Next up, Sir Garland Tyrell. 2 gold roses on green. Basically, he's the second son of Lord Mace Tyrell. Their older brother, Willis, he doesn't have a personal sigil, it's just the 1 gold rose on green. And Loras, being the third son, has the 3 gold roses on green, as you can see right here. But I do like this. I love this color combination of gold and green. It's one of my favorite ones. It's pretty simple looking too. It's not an eyesore or anything. I'll put this in B. Next up, Sir Harold Harding, also known as Harry the Heir. His sigil is 2 House Arryn sigils corded with House Harding and House Waynwood. So his father is a Harding, which is a minor house. It might be just landed knights in the Vale. His mother is a Waynwood, but his mother's mother is an Arryn, Jon Arryn's sister. And since Sweet Robin doesn't have any kids, Harry is actually the heir to the Vale. I actually kind of like this sigil. It's very unique. It is a corded sigil, and I know I haven't been too generous with those, but I do like this sigil. I think the hearting in the top left really makes all the difference. I'll put it, I don't think it's good enough to go in A, I'll put it in B. Next up, we have Sir Howard Pyle. It's a silver helmet surrounded by 8 silver circles on white. This is kind of clean, but a little bit boring. Do I put this? You know, I'll be generous, I'll put it in B. Next up, Sir Hugh of the Vale. A white crescent moon on blue. You know, very simple. You know, it's very similar to the House Arryn sigil, except a darker blue, and there's no falcon. And it's a crescent moon. Yeah, I'll put this in B. Next up, we have Sir Illifer the Penniless. Yellow, I don't know how to describe this. It's like a yellow and ermine pattern. Kind of looks like House Rosby sigil. This is alright. I don't really understand the meaning of it or what it's trying to say, but it's C tier. Okay, next up we have Isambard Arryn, also called the Gilded Falcon. It's a gold falcon soaring against a white full moon on blue. I really like this sigil. Basically, the story behind this is Isambard Arryn is from House Arryn of Gulltown, and he was really rich, so he was called the Gilded Falcon, and he hired these like sellswords and mercenaries and whatnot to try to like usurp the seat of the Eyrie for himself. It didn't work, but I think he was eventually named Master of Coin at some point too. It's a pretty cool character. I'd like to know more about him. This is a really cool sigil. I like this. But I feel like it's not. I'll put it in A. I don't think it's quite unique enough. It's just like the Arryn sigil, but with a gold falcon. I don't think it's quite unique enough to put in S tier, but definitely a cool sigil. Next up, John the Fiddler. A yellow cross on blue with 2 swords and 2 guitars in the corners. D. That sucks. Then Sir Kyle the Cat. A silver cat on red. It's simple. The colors go decently well together. I think it's C though. Like a cat. Like why can't you do like a lion? That's a type of cat, but like just a normal cat. Like I don't know. That's not it. Next up, the infamous Knight of the Laughing Tree. Probably Lyanna Stark. A smiling weirwood tree on white. This is very unique. It's pretty cool. It's definitely intimidating. I'll put this in A tier actually. Why not? Okay, now we have Sir Lester de Bell. There's a lot of de Bells. 3 gold bells on half red and half gold field. Yep, another C tier. You know, just average. And we have another Walder Frey. 2 House Frey sigils quartered with House Crakehall and House Derry. C. I do like how the Derry and Crakehall sigils are both black and brown, which matches the Frey sigils kind of. But yeah, not good enough to put anywhere above C. Now you have Sir Loras Tyrell. 3 gold roses on green. This is going in B tier. Cool sigil. Actually, should I put this in A? I want to put this in A tier. I like how it's kind of symmetrical, the 3. Now we have Sir Lothar Brune, which is a brown bear paw on white beneath 3 eaten apples, 1 green, 2 red on yellow. This is because he killed like 3 Fossaways in some battle, and House Fossaway sigil is an apple on yellow. So I do like the meaning behind it, but it doesn't look that good. It looks kind of like an eaten apple. Like, come on, we can do better than that. I'll put it. No, for the creativity, I'll put it in B. I do like the meaning behind it. Now we have King Maekar the First Targaryen. It's just 4 Targaryen sigils quartered. C. I don't like this. But it is a Targaryen sigil, so I can't put it in D. It's too iconic. Then Sir Michael Crowell. A quill in ink pots on red, blue, and white field. This is trash. D. And Sir Michael Miller, a yellow quill and hammer on light blue and white checkered field. This is a little bit better than this one, but you know what? I'll throw it in C. I like the colors. Reminds me of Isambard Aaron. Now we have Sir Patrick of Kings Mountain. It's literally the Dallas Cowboys logo, but a blue star on gray or silver. Yeah, the Cowboys suck. This is going in D. Lord Pierce Karen, a white harp on yellow. So House Karen sigil is like a field of birds, like kind of like blackbirds on yellow. I don't remember what type of bird it is. So this just has the yellow background, but with a harp. A harp, like, this is supposed to be about war and battles, not like playing music, so this is a D. Oof, next we have Sir Quentin Ball, whose sigil was an orange and yellow fireball on black. He was called Fireball also. This is a goated sigil. This is freaking A tier. Really cool. I love the colors. They match really well with the black background. Yeah, great sigil. Next up we have Sir Randor the Exile, a black tiger on blue and white field. This is pretty cool. I think the tiger looks a little bit... It is a tiger. I looked it up. It's not a panther, I don't think. It just looks a little bit like a first grader's drawing. It doesn't look that, vivid or whatever. But I do like it. I do like the colors. This is going in B. Next we have Sir Raymond Richard. It's quartered sigil. The top has a red sun surrounded by 6 yellow stars on black. The bottom has a winged man on light blue. Left has a red bat on yellow, and right has a guitar thing on purple. This is disgusting. Reminds me of House Horror's sigil, which is just too many colors, too much going on there. Next we have Rhaenyra's sigil. 2 House Targaryen sigils quartered with House Aeron and House Valerian. She's a Targaryen. Her mother is an Aeron, but her mother's mother was also a Targaryen. And then she was married to Laenor Valerian. So, once again, it's a quartered sigil. I don't really like Rhaenyra, so I might be a little bit biased, but this is getting a C tier. Next up, we have Robb Stark, the King in the North. This is pretty simple. It's just a gray direwolf's head on white instead of the whole body on white. But it's decent. It's going in B tier. Next you have Sir Robert Ashford. It's House Ashford sigil bordered by white. I think this is pretty cool looking, but it's not very unique. You just put a border around your house's sigil. Yeah, C tier. Next up, we have Robert Blackwood. 2 weirwood trees on red. So, I just think it looks a little bit like too desolate and just depressing, kind of. Yeah, this is going in C. And where are the leaves on the weirwood tree? Come on. Next up, we have Lord Roderick Risewell, a gold horse with red hair on brown bordered by black. This is pretty cool. I don't like how it's bordered by brown. I feel like it would be a lot. I feel like 4 colors is just too much, so let's go and see. Next up, Roger Blackwood, 4 black ravens on red. I do like this. I would like it more if they were more like parallel, like they were like even with the other ravens. But it does look pretty cool. Black and red is a good color combination, so it's going to be. Now we have Roland Blackwood, 3 weirwood trees on red. Yeah, same thing as the 2 weirwood. Just going and see. Now we have Lord Rosart, a hand holding a torch inflamed with wildfire on white. This is really unique, but looks kind of. It just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to even explain this. This is going in C tier. Now we have Sir Shadrick of Shady Glen, a white mouse on brown and blue. This is a very unique sigil, but kind of weird. I mean, like a mouse does not bring intimidation or look cool really, and like the blue and brown just, I don't know, it just looks weird. This is a D tier. Next up we have Sir Talid the Tall, 3 yellow eyes on black with a blue and white checkered background. This is awful. D. Terrible. Sir Thomas the Threadbare, a white maunch on brown. Yeah, D. What are we doing here? What the heck is that? Sir Tomid Heddle, a green demon on black. This is very unique. Like a demon? Like, come on. Like, that's crazy. This guy must have been a Hall of Fame menace. But this is just, it's not symmetrical. It just looks really weird. I don't know. I'm putting it in, I'll be generous. I'll put it in C. Now, Sir Tybalt Lannister. It's a Lannister sigil bordered by gold. I think this looks pretty cool. It really puts a large emphasis on their gold that they have. House Lannister, the golden hair, the gold mines. It's all about gold with a hint of crimson in there. This is B. Next up, Tyrion Lannister. A gold hand surrounded by 6 gold lions on red. This is to represent him being hand to the king for King Joffrey while Tywin was fighting Robb Stark. It's a little bit weird. I mean, there's a lot of hand sigils in Song of Ice and Fire. Or there's too many. Like a hand, I don't know. But it represents him being the hand of the king. I think it's good symmetry here. Good colors. I'll put it in B. Next we have Sir Uthor Underleaf, a gray snail on green. Good colors. Trash animal. C. Next up we have Prince Valar Targaryen, the son of Baelor Breakspear. And his brother's name was Mataris. Those are like the 2 coolest names. Valar with 2 R's and Mataris. This is just the Targaryen sigil bordered by red. Yeah, not too good. It's going in C. Now Sir Walder of Woodmere. Wait. Blue circle. Oh, he has 2 sigils. This guy has both of these sigils, apparently. A blue circle on white and House Frey sigil reversed, with reversed colors beneath a red bend sinister. These are both C tier. Kind of boring. Now we have the Unknown White Harbor Knight, which is 3 white mermaids on purple. This is pretty cool, actually. I feel like a merman is cooler, especially if they were holding tridents like House Manually sigil. This is pretty cool. I like the colors. It's very unique. B. And last, but probably least, Sir William Tortall, an hourglass on yellow. D. So there we go. There's my list. I hope you guys enjoyed. If so, please feel free to like and subscribe, comment, do whatever you want, and I'll see you in the next one.